Hello, Shameless Squad. Let's talk about this. Shameless truth, why psychic reads or readings are timeless here. I have been wanting to discuss this for a hot minute here, Shameless Squad, and it's because so many people suffer and experience a spiritual addiction without knowing it or realizing it. So for those of you that are new, what up? I'm Shamelessly Sexy Jackie Boo. I am a psychic medium here and a certified sex therapist turned sexual confidence coach, and I use the tools of tarot and astrology to help us understand our sexuality and just life, baby, on a soul's level. So let's talk about 3 truths as to why readings are timeless. When you are watching psychic tarot reads, or when you book your own psychic readings with other people too, be that tarot reading, be that psychic astrology, be that psychic Reiki, be that whatever, because that is specifically meant for you. When it is your own personal reading that you are booking, you are going to be reflecting on the different types of things that psychic or that tarot reader or that Reiki practitioner or that astrologer, whomever said, because it is yours, okay? General collective reads are not 100% meant for you. So I hate to break it to you, and I also don't, because some of you are like, that is totally for me, that's totally for me. And it's like maybe parts of it, but every little detail, that's one of those things where we also have to be real and honest with ourselves, myself included, y'all. So I really want to talk about these 3 shameless truths about why readings are timeless. So let's talk about this. Number 1. Time is an illusion here. So I'm going to read to you what I wrote down. Einstein said this, and it is true. How often do you burst through 5 tasks within 20 minutes thinking it's 2 hours? Or how often do you waste 2 hours thinking it was only 20 minutes, like scrolling or doing something or distracted, right? We don't always keep track of time, therefore time is an illusion here. A reading that you saw someone post a year ago but has a synchronistic sign, message, word, symbol, emoji, or whatever it is in the title, in it that you found today shows you that message was for you, and that readings are timeless, boo. Or even if you go back to previous readings and you find them valuable today too. There are also blending of timelines here, okay, energetically. And when you're at that stage, reads may not be like right away for you. They may play out another day or another way or another week or even months or even like years after the fact. And that's because time is an illusion. And so it passes us by, which is why timelines exist. So let's talk about reason number 2, which is everybody's on different timelines. So when certain confirmations or readings resonate with people here, in order to receive, and like my right arm is like tingling here, in order to receive these tangible things and evidence overall spiritually, not everybody has that at the same time here, okay? And think about it. If you were to think about you and your bestie, and your bestie was like, well, we are going to have kids at the same time together. We always talked about being moms, blah, 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 blah. And your bestie gets pregnant, but you don't. That's different timelines, right? So that's not meant for you specifically, just one example. So everyone is on different timelines. Everything you see in a collective read is not meant for you. Some people are meant to receive sooner because they're different energies and their energies are open to it. Some people are not meant to receive sooner because they have work to do and be with on various things in life. That's why they don't believe readers. They'd rather blame them and say they're lying when really they could have a piece of that pie, but never will actually get up to claim their slice of what it is in this world. Certain readers and energies have mastered the law of assumption as a manifestation tactic, and it's better to assume the great, abundant, and wonderful things are going to happen rather than live at a low vibrational energy level, feeling stuck for the rest of their life. And so they claim their slice here. They know the power of self-belief breeds only positive things, which makes them feel self-assured, better, and won't settle for less. Less than energies will. Some people don't understand their intentions that inspire them to have love, sex, a career, work-life balance, money, a relationship, a spiritual connection to divine, a car, a house, a baby, a pet, and more, aka manifest it. The intention is great and inspiration is more powerful. Here's why. When you pull from your why of inspiration rather than your intention, or rather than the what, your intention, you will naturally attract what it is that you want in that flow state of energy, which is the feminine. That flow flows from the divine masculine, or flows into the divine masculine energies of doing. It also pulls from the inspiration, and it feels like a jolt of energy. This feels like you have what it takes to receive and get what you want. This feels like play rather than work because it's exciting, it's passionate, and pleasurable to you, all because you pulled from that inspiration here, okay? And you move forward with it. And these are balanced in divine masculine and feminine energies. You cannot just expect something from being in your feminine energy, just like you can't expect something from doing in your masculine energy. Both will drive you crazy, y'all. Literally, I've seen so many people not take action on certain goals in their life, and they're just like energetically blocked. And then they're like, I don't know why I can't lose weight here. Well, okay, you're maybe too much in your being energy, and maybe you need to be a little bit more in that doing energy and pull from that being. Why is it that I want to lose weight? Why is it that I want this moving forward, y'all? Like, I used to weigh 195. I'm 5'2", 3 1/4, because those 3/4 count, y'all, okay? And I lost 65 pounds. Do you think I lost 65 pounds from just being in my divine feminine energy? No, bitch got up. Bitch got work to like do and be with, right? And so it's one of those things also when a lot of people think the opposite, like, I'll just keep working hard at this job I'm going to hate, maybe get that sale, maybe do this, maybe do that. But working harder doesn't just attract that. It attracts that scarcity and then that like chaotic, frantic energy. And then you are stuck on this cycle to keep going. What? Keep rolling. Come on. And it's like, no, that doesn't work. Maybe for Limp Bizkit, but not for this energy of just do. Because then when we do, we burn out, right? And then this is why there has to be a balance of both energetically. And it's irregardless of gender here, okay? Everybody has divine masculine, everybody has divine feminine. And when you are balanced in these energies of being and doing, both pulling from that inspiration, from that heart-centered space here in the heart chakra, that's when you're closer to your manifestation by taking action, because then you know you're in alignment. But when you don't, these reads will not play out for you. And when you do, the reads will. And readings that happened maybe 4 months ago under my channel, y'all, might resonate with some of you today, because you may have been delayed, and that's okay. You may be like, what? What does that mean? So divine rejection is for your protection, and divine redirection is for your protection, and divine delay is for your protection here, okay? And that's not a bad thing here. It's literally spirit, universe, source, God, whatever you believe in, trying to protect you, because that was not meant for you. You were meant for something better. And so if and when you feel like you are delayed, redirected, or rejected and been stuck in these energies for months, that's why those past readings will resonate with you better and closer to you and what it is you are going through spiritually at that time. And do not skip over those past messages, y'all, okay? And do not click on a reading just because someone gives you the shameless truth and it's not all happy-go-lucky, because you have to energetically move through these life lessons here. We're all humans in this, having, we're all spirits, souls, having this human experience, and we can't bypass any of this work. So this is important to say, do not skip these past messages, because there are messages for you to go back to and learn from, boo. And everyone is on different timelines. So go back and seek what answers your soul previously heard and now might be looking for. And don't discredit older readings, for you may have missed important messages in it, okay? Let's get into reason number 3, okay? New readings don't always play out right away. And here's why. It's because you co-create your reality through what you manifest internally extends externally, okay? By not taking action in a flow state, you are further from attracting what it is that you want. And so that's why manifestation, psychic readings, tarot readings, and astrology readings are useful as tools, but not reassurance, because then you're going to feel like I need more and more, and then before you know it, you have a spiritual addiction, right? And these things can really take time and even months and years to create a new you, a new reality, a new life, a new love life, a new relationship, a new stream of income, a new career, a new business, a new, and I'm not people-pleasing habit, a new habit of speaking up, a new habit of like being confident here, whatever that is for you. And that's why you hear so many success stories out there in this world say, this did not happen overnight. overnight. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, they're a millionaire now. I want to do that. That must have happened overnight. No, they probably worked their freaking booty off to get to where they want. Oh my gosh, that person lost so much weight. Well, I want to do that. Well, did you see everything that they did to lose weight? Typically, you don't always see those experiences and the length of time that it took and the mindset and the mentality and the shifts energetically and vibrationally that it took for that person to actually move forward here, okay? And that's why you oftentimes don't see every little step that this person had to take to actually get to the top of that mountain that they conquered. And big manifestations take longer, y'all. And this is because they can take more energy, more time, more money, more love, more effort, more nurturance here. And because they take more energy, people naturally need more breaks to recharge their batteries. You're not just going to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro, take no breaks, not sip water, not sleep, not rest, and just run to the mountaintop. If you did, you might die. I don't know. I don't know, y'all. But it's just one of those things where you have to have this steady pace here, as well as this power of self-belief. Like, if you want to change something bad enough, you will change something bad enough. It's easy to just talk about things and not do the walk about things. Meaning, if I have this, like, let's say I'm a people pleaser, right? And I have this tendency to like people please and overgive to others and not stand up for myself or not stick up for others when certain things aren't just in the moment. I'm a people pleaser. So it's easier to talk about that after the fact rather than like say something in the moment. But the goal of it is to not people please, is to really gain that awareness and make sure that in the moment you are responding right there live, because that's going to energetically show the shameless truth. It's a karmic mirror here. It's going to energetically show how people, treat you and how other people don't treat you, as well as how you teach people to treat you here. And it's just one of those things specifically where we have to put out what we want to reflect to this world in order to attract what we get. So if it's like, oh, well, Jackie, you'll just drive because you always just drive to this one place, whatever setting, whatever. And if I was like, I don't feel like driving that day, but I did it anyway, that's people-pleasing tendency. Oh, Jackie, you'll just drive blah, blah, blah because you always drive to the Minnesota United soccer games or whatever. And I'm like, no, I'm not driving today because I don't want to, because I've driven to the 10 games already this year. Someone else can take, the initiative to drive here, okay? That's standing up for yourself, and that's co-creating this reality here. And that's hard to do. You don't always see people doing the inner work with this. And that's why certain readings don't play out right away, because you have to be so strong in order to receive some of these things and be a vibrational match. And so when a new reading is being read, you may not be ready for it yet specifically. And this is something where readings today may feel like you're on the right track, but things haven't played out yet. And the difference is in the belief that it will, and your energies are open to receive, and you are at that higher level of consciousness and a vibrational match to receive, and most importantly, are in your soul's purpose here. The last one, however, being in your soul's purpose, is most important. Let's talk about this, because when you are not in your soul's purpose, you couldn't be further away from your manifestations. So many different writers talk about that in different types of books out there, and that reading won't resonate with you and it won't come true. And if you're just going to play yourself in the game of life and be deluded like, yeah, it all happens, when really you are not energetically a match, it's not going to work. And so when collective energies reoccur in readings, something's got to give, something's got to change here. And that's when people are out of alignment. That's when I know a lot of people are out of alignment specifically. And when people are out of alignment, they don't hold themselves accountable to actually making these changes in order to challenge themselves, in order to grow here, in order to expand that comfort zone. And this is when we have to be able to face our shadows, look in the mirror, and be and do and work on ourselves here specifically. And this is something where, since it's harder to actually do all of that, some people will never take accountability of the energies that they are putting out there too, boo. And one of the things that I always say, stay shameless on my channel to all of you. One of the things that one of my friends says is like, you're going to have to be shameless when you do stuff, blah, 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 whatever, right? And put yourself out there and all these things. And I'm like, no, because being can be very passive and doing can be too much. So it's this blend of doing and being with these divine masculine and feminine energies of stay shameless, right? Like, you can't just sit on the sidelines and be upset about something, and be shameless and not like actually speak up for, how that coach is treating you, how that teacher is treating you, how that boss is treating you, how that friend's treating you, how that partner is treating you, how that spouse is treating you, how that family member, how that coworker, how that colleague, how that in-law is treating you. You can sit on the sidelines and be shameless and say, I'm not going to do anything about this, but you don't get to then bitch and complain about what they said. Okay? It's one of those things we're doing, and that's when it comes in, is the hard part for people. That's why we have to stay shameless and call shit out real time for ourselves, myself included, y'all. Like, I also went last week, I did this video about like a free lunch, whatever, and I'm like, universe, I'm open to receive all this stuff and blessings and all these things. And all these wonderful things happened that day. And this woman, she was like, I got you. And I was like, oh, seriously? And I like double checked it. And I was like, oh gosh, I self-sabotaged that because I was like, shit, I don't know if I was open to receive that, right? But then I graciously took it. I was glad, and I was so grateful and thankful to that person, right? So that's something even energetically for myself. I have to check my shadows in regards of being open to receive here, right? And I could have so easily like done in that moment and, move forward and also energetically done something, be like, well, here, take this, take that, take my money, whatever, right? I didn't have to do that. And so there's this balance of like, you can't just do, and you can't just be. You have to do both. And that's what staying shameless is. If you're going to say like, hey, I need to stand up for myself in these moments, you better stand up for yourself in those moments. If you're like, hey, I need to confront a situation and manage conflict in this, you better confront that situation and manage conflict. Because what you resist persists is what Carl Jung talks about quite a bit. And feelings buried alive never die literally talks about how that manifests as disease in the body energetically, and spiritually eats away at your soul. And so when you're out of alignment with your soul's purpose, even in moments of, all right, Jackie, bitch is going to set boundaries today, and then bitch doesn't follow up on her boundaries today, that's self-sabotaging. And when you're out of alignment with your soul's purpose, even for that day, even that intention, that action, that inspiration, you're not staying shameless. But how you need to stay shameless is like, oh shit, Jackie, we're going to practice some self-compassion, some self-love, and this is how I'm going to practice now before I show up and before I play in the game of life here of whom I want to be and whom I want to do and whom just kidding. But staying shameless, right? Like, who am I in this? And that's why I tell all of you, stay shameless, because you can't be active, you can't be overly active in life, and you can't be underly passive in life, and you need to know that you co-create your reality. So TED Talk, here we go. But here's the thing, when you are out of alignment with your soul's purpose, this is what it looks like. This is being in a job you feel like you're sacrificing for your soul's purpose or calling to be in. This is being in a relationship that doesn't fit you and you are not a vibrational match to, and it eats away inside of you at your soul. It's being in friendships or with family members and these relationships who maybe drag you down, are energy vampires, tug at your heartstrings, are just rude, mean, nasty, crude, or leaving you feeling like empty or energetically drained, and it's not being in alignment with the right souls. And this could also be being in a community with events or activities and feeling like I no longer love this and I no longer have a passion for this, but I'm going to stay out of obligation to this person or that person or whatever. But really, it feels like something's like misaligned to you. And anything else in your life that's not aligned to your soul's purpose here specifically is why new readings won't play out for you. It's because they aren't meant to and you're misaligned, boo. And that's one of the things when we stay shameless, we have to check ourselves in these reads here. And being in alignment and in your soul's purpose across all scenarios takes time. It's even like a daily check-in that we can have with ourselves here too. And when you do, you feel much happier and energetically lighter and energetically better and open to receive these messages and these new blessings that are coming in for you. And that's when readings begin to play out for you. And so that's the thing, Shameless Squad. Energetically, that's why spiritually we are always having to work on ourselves and be in the work on ourselves. So it's the balancing of the doing and the being. And that's why when you see different types of readers out there, they may or may not be psychic mediums like myself, and that's cool if they aren't. And if they're tarot readers, they might be, just telling you what it is that you want to hear specifically, or just busting out reads because they know they got you watching their channel and feeding that spiritual addiction, which is spiritual addiction probably more likely than not is going to say you're out of alignment with something. And so that's why you can't discredit past readings if you feel like certain things haven't changed, haven't moved forward, haven't shifted on your soul's purpose and where you're at on these timelines. And I feel like it's very important to shamelessly check yourself on these things, right? Check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? So this is my shameless truth, just when it comes down to the 3 reasons why like your manifestations aren't coming true, why psychic readings aren't coming true, why tarot readings aren't coming true, because you have to work on the internal in order to receive externally. Let me say that again. You have to work on the internal in order to receive externally. And that is so damn hard that a lot of people will not do that. And a lot of people won't do that because they feel like they are right. Like they would rather be right than do the right thing. And whether or not they're actually doing and being in the right thing energetically, vibrationally, and all these different areas of their life here, that's going to spill over into working too much. That's going to spill over into control issues. That's going to spill over into problems with relationships, school, life, work, education, environment, home, sports, hobbies, relationships, lovers, friends, partners, whatever. And it's important for us to actually slow down and recognize the shadows in being and also do something with them and apply them. That is what staying shameless is. You have to apply in these moments of what it is that is best for you here overall. Okay, Shameless Squad. So I know that this was a little bit of a longer video, but I felt the need and the call to really talk about this because there's so much information that happens energetically in a read. And that's why I always say get your own readings done, check the placements in your chart. And for me personally, like I know I've paused a little bit on readings, so they will be back soon, y'all. I promise you. I've been energetically filling up my cup as I'm shifting and pivoting all these different timelines for myself currently. And that's me staying shameless by not busting out all these readings, on YouTube right now. I don't have the energy to just freely give that. And it's one of those things where things might look a little bit different, and that's okay. And that's me staying shameless in this overall, right? And for those of you that are new, make sure to hit subscribe, boo, smash the like button. Let me know in the comments below, like what resonates with you. Is there something that you are trying to energetically work on? Is there something that you've seen in readings where it's like, I know I need to energetically work on this and I'm going to try my best to do this moving forward? I would love to hear from you. I would love to know what resonates with you. I would love to know what insights that you have too and your stories as well, boo, because I want to support you on this channel here. I want to cheer you on, send you lots of love, and also like, add a person, when, like add a girl, add a boy, add a person, right? Or being gender inclusive, in regards of just good job, right? Good job. Like I'm proud of you. And for those of you that are really looking at reads and taking everything with a grain of salt, like good job. I am proud of you. And I'm glad that you are trusting your intuition, only taking what's resonating with you and trusting all the things, boo. So I love you. Stay shameless, boo.